Today flying to the last continent, Antarctica. Well, I haven't flown the A340 for some time.
We touch Antarctica. What I mean by that is this is the seventh continent, it's the highest, driest, windiest continent on the planet.
Today we have minus 8 degrees Celsius, which is acceptable.
2,500, 50, 40.
My first time set my foot in Antarctica. It's 10 p.m. but it's all daylight here. On Mars or somewhere. Hello, hi. Hi, how are you? Just step on board the A340. This cabin looks quite familiar. If you're an Emirates frequent flyer, you know what I mean, right? You probably guessed it where this A340 come from. So actually our flight was delayed from yesterday because I think due to weather condition in Antarctica, they need to make sure the weather is clear and the wind is calm for the airplane to land. I was told the flight has about 40 passengers only, so it's very comfortable, low for everybody to stretch out.
Oranges, hibiscus, champagne.
7 degrees Celsius at this time.
You're welcome.
Very good afternoon, Sam. It's very nice to have you on board. Here we are again for another flight to Antarctica. And we are today 3 in the cockpit as usual because of the extended duty time. Captain Damien Voltsus, First Officer Yuri Inocencio will be doing the takeoff and the landing here in Cape Town, and I will be handling the airplane during the landing and takeoff from Fang. The flight time today is 5 hours on the way down. We have pretty good tailwind component today and about 5 hours and 30 minutes on the way up.
We need to be good visibility, like a visual flight rules to land there?
Of course, we need to be in visual contact because there is no electronic navigation aids in Fang, and that means that we need to be in visual contact with the runway, and otherwise we cannot land. Therefore, the forecast needs to be in such a condition that we will have a high degree of probability to be able to land there. That means not only in terms of wind component, in terms of visibility, and also, and most importantly, in terms of temperature, because the colder, the better the runway.
For the buffer, we want either. Like the 80 and very good afternoon.
Is it traffic in front of us?
Yeah, check.
Minor place 54, SRS runway plus blue.
Check. And set.
Oh, did you find? Yeah.
I haven't flown the A340 for some time. What a view from the window, seeing the tiny engine. But 4 engine for long haul for a trip to Antarctica, you want to be a redundancy. Then this airplane not only carry passenger, it carry cargo as well, and enough fuel to be able to come back as well. So A340 is a perfect choice for the Antarctica. So we took off around 4:30 and 4 hours and 45 minutes to go. And I think by the time we land, it's 9:30 p.m. It's still going to be light because I believe there is no sunsets in Antarctica during the summer. So let's see how it goes.
Hi guys, I'm Yuri. I'm your first officer today. I'd like to give you some information. Right now we are cruising at flight level 360. We are flying on Class G airspace, so it's uncontrolled airspace now. As you can see, we are flying a random route We created waypoints here, and we are flying. Next waypoint will be 40 south, 014 east, then will be 45 south, 013 east. So from 5 to 5 south we have a waypoint, and then even for our approach we created here the Runway, and 10 miles point final, and 8 miles, 6 miles, 4 miles until the Runway threshold.
So on the flight with me is Patrick. He's the founder of the White Desert. And I've got a few questions for you about Antarctica. So the first question is, we're landing on the runway. The name is Wolf's Fang Runway. Where does the name Wolf's Fang come from?
So Wolf's Fang comes from this iconic mountain that sits just at the end of our runway. It was named by the first Norwegian explorers. They called it Ulvetana, which basically means Wolf's Fang, obviously in Norwegian. But it rises 1.2 kilometers straight out of the ice cap and is like this beacon that leads us down onto the runway. It's amazing. This mountain looks exactly like a wolf's fang. There's no better name for it. And you see it nearly 200 kilometers away because the air is so pure in Antarctica, and it just dominates our entire camp and our entire runway.
What do you expect to see on a one-day program to see Antarctica?
We touch Antarctica, and what I mean by that is there's the 7th continent. It's the highest, driest, windiest continent on the planet. It is a really rare place, even now in 2022, to get to. On the program, you're exposed to this extraordinary landscape. It's like nothing else on Earth. And while we've only got 3 hours on the ground, we go up to this high point to get this extraordinary views. The views are like nothing else on the planet. In fact, it's as close as getting off the planet as you can be without actually leaving Earth.
People want to go further to the geographical South Pole. How do you get there?
So the geographic South Pole is the lowest point on Earth. It is still incredibly difficult to get to. And we use a plane called a DC-3 Basler. So this is the old 1940s DC-3, but it's undergone the Basler conversion with turboprop engines and new avionics. And it's basically a completely rebuilt aircraft. And in this plane, we fly 5 hours to a refueling stop that we've put in at 83 degrees south, and then another 2 hours to get to 90 degrees south, the lowest point on Earth. And at the lowest point on Earth, you can walk around the planet in a couple of paces. There's no more east, south, or west. The only direction on the entire planet is north. So it's a really special place to get to even now.
So on this flight, I had Peter and Skok joining me, the 2 South African men here. And they have a very funny story how they win a ticket to get on board this flight.
I ended up auctioning and being against my mate here, Skok.
Skok is here. So you two were bidding against each other to get this charity auction ticket.
We did. Exactly. If I just looked backward from my table, I would see that it was him. So we could actually stop the being bantering, going against each other. But nevertheless, so here we are. He outbeat me, bit me, and then I equaled and got a ticket as well, and here we are on our way to Antarctica.
Okay.
The most important thing is it went for a very good cause.
Exactly.
The JAG Foundation, which will help thousands of children in South Africa. So that's the most important thing.
Okay, Sam, we are now at 36,000 feet, approaching 65 degrees south. With true reference to guide us on headings, and we'll be landing in 1 hour. By this time we should be able to see some icebergs down there. However, there's an overcast layer of clouds over the sea today, and we can't see much. Let's wait until we get closer to the coast. If we see some terrain features, that would be interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing at Wolf's Fang Runway in approximately 1 hour and advise you to start changing into your polar gear. We will shortly start to lower the cabin temperature. Thank you. You need to go get changed. We are landing soon.
Imagine we flew from 33 degrees south down to 71 degrees south. Imagine the temperature change from, let's say, 25 degrees today in Cape Town to -5 in Wolf's Fang Runway. So putting my second layers on now.
What's up, Sam?
I got my thermals on down here. Here.
Second layers on.
Layers.
You started sweating.
Started sweating. Getting ready. We're very fortunate, very excited to be here, going to Antarctica. You know, it's going to be an exploration. We're going to be the first people to set foot in certain areas of Antarctica. So.
Our latest weather is as follows. 081900 meter, wind 09012 knots, unlimited visibility, there is no significant weather, clouds scattered 150, temperature 090, viewpoint 14, QNH 0970, horizon good, contrast good. There is no known traffic in the area. Over.
One of our main concerns is that we don't like the temperature too high. It makes the runway too soft and it's not good for braking capability. So the hottest the temperature of the runway, the worse the braking. So today we have -8 degrees Celsius, which is acceptable, but when it starts going above -6, then we stop operating because runway conditions will not be sufficiently guaranteed for the braking that we need.
$2,500.
4 miles for 950.
1,000.
Stable.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
We have just landed at Fang. We couldn't be more happier than being in Antarctic this afternoon. It's a wonderful afternoon, and every time we come here, we always have the same feeling. It's breathtaking. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much.
The time is 9:54 p.m. We just landed at the Fang runway, 71 degrees south. It's hard to describe because I literally went speechless. It's my first time landing on ice, and the ice felt so thick. The captain told me it's 1.4 kilometer thick to sustain the A340, and it feels like landing on asphalt. It's just so solid, and it's just the scenery taking my breath away. Just the scenery is out of this world. I've never landed at an airport with this kind of scenery.
Okay, we are parked at the gate. It was an amazing trip, an amazing approach, always challenging. It's always a different type of approach every time we come here. Not always the wind is the same. Today we had strong tailwinds, quartering tailwinds down to 500 feet, and then crosswinds of about 15 to 20 knots on landing. but it was an uneventful landing. We used 2,000 meters as planned. We used the first turning pad to make a 180-degree turn back to the ramp, and here we are. Our latitude is 71 degrees 30 minutes south and 8 degrees 46 minutes east, and the elevation of Fang is 3,650 feet, and this runway is an amazing experience for any pilot, any aviator to land on. And every time I come here, I'm always thrilled, I'm always overwhelmed.
You guys ready to trek?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you. Wow. It's amazing. My first time set my foot in Antarctica. Whew. Wow. It's 10 p.m. but it's all daylight here. And also we had a bachelor. You can see the little DC-3 behind. That's going to take people to the Geographical South Pole inside Antarctica.
So Fang Runway is made out of, or it's made on, glacial ice, which is formed by compressed snow. So it's not like when you melt water and refreeze it. It's made under compression. And the way it's formed, it gives it great toughness. Its fracture toughness is much stronger than that of normal ice, which is formed by freezing water. And that's one of the reasons why it's a good surface to land a plane on.
So we will climb like 100 meters either on the in front of us on the non-attack.
Just in front of us, this one. It looks pretty easy, right? It's a short one. How are you, my friend?
So good, man.
Can't recognize you, man.
Hey?
I can't recognize you. Yeah. Everyone's doing good?
Nice. Hey?
You're shocked. Shocked? Doing good?
Doing good, man.
Ashraf? Doing good? Okay. Here we go. We're going to climb. We're walking up this hill with a bit of snow and lots of stone here. And you can see we came from quite a long way. In the distance, you can still see the Airbus 340 there, but the wind is blowing, it's quite hard.
Good job, good job. You know, almost on the top. The top is just over there. You feel good? It's not easy with the wind, huh?
Is when I got up here to the hill, be silent and just listen to the wind blowing. It's all silent and all white in front of me. In the foreground, behind the camera, you see very jagged mountain. I think they're very tall and a very weird shape. And then all white, like the tour named White Desert. Completely white. This is one of a kind. I can't believe I finally reached Antarctica. Never thought about it, even in my wildest dream. After the trekking, we came downhill. Finally, there's a car to come pick us up. We're going to have a drink and a picnic. All this little house here. We're on Mars or somewhere.
So this is our newest camp. We just opening. You guys are the first people to come and visit us.
So where'd the ice come from?
Well, that's
Somewhere on
snow.
the soft peaks.
There's plenty of ice, right? Yeah. Well, life is hard, isn't it? Nice food, nice drink. I think I can live here for a week at least here.
So we are on the eco camp and you can see the sun. It's midnight now.
The sun is still there.
Yeah, still there.
Midnight sun.
All the time, yes. So
and it's not going down.
No going down, just going up after.
Going up again later during the day.
All the time you have light in this place.
got a short taste of Antarctica. That was wonderful. Now coming back to the return flight.
We are starting to taxi off the blocks at 2235.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your commander speaking. Welcome aboard. We are now lined up on runway 17. We're ready for departure. It's going to be a southbound takeoff with a right turnout on course to Cape Town. Our cruising altitude will be 41,000 feet. That's approximately 12,200 meters. And the weather in the is fantastic. Cape Town is showing a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius this time. And the flight time will be 5 hours and 35 minutes approximately. Thank you very much.
And Wolfgang, runway Montag direct 02, taking off, runway 1752.
Copy that. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you, sir. Ready. D1.
What's the experience like today for you?
Oh, I think it was fantastic. It's a unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience, a very unique setting, and to see the never-setting sun was fantastic. So a really unique experience. I can recommend it.
So the time now is 1:15 a.m. It's still bright. Very strange, isn't it? We're still in Antarctica, on the way back, 5 hours to Cape Town. The sun eventually set as we flew away from Antarctica, but a full bright moon shined on our way back. After 5 hours, we reached the shore of Africa over the Cape of Good Hope. I hope you enjoy the trip together with me. Next year, I'm looking to lead a private trip to Antarctica to relive the experience again. Thanks for watching.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5,